Hello gamers, here's Mamba, and welcome back to another Ravenfield modding update. A series where I give you a quick recap of all the new mod related things I made for Ravenfield. This time for June of 2025. It's been a while since the last time we've seen here, as I haven't made any mods or updates in May, and there's few reasons for this I will get into later. But first, let's focus on what you're all here for. As you remember, Czechoslovakia won the previous vote for a next nation, and they've been a primary thing I've been working on for the last 2 months. The reason why it took so long compared to other nations was actually pretty simple. It is absolutely massive. 28 vehicles, 20 weapons, and 2 skins. Even Poland didn't have this much stuff on release, so don't even try to say I didn't put effort into this one. Everything that people ask for, nearly everything people asked for is here, including as always all the weird prototypes. Most importantly, since Slovakia was technically an independent state for a few months of the interwar period, I decided to make a clear distinction between Czech and Slovak equipment. Starting with vehicles, we have all the iconic things: LT-35 and 38, OA VZ-30, Praga RV, Kalochou Senka, the first Czech-made tank, this really ugly armored car, Tancik, Letov bomber, Avia, and a lot of lesser known prototypes like STVZ-39 medium tank, CLP tankette, which is just an altered copy of Vickers tankette, an amphibious tank with stupid name, and most importantly, the first in the interwar collection, seaplane. Funnily enough, made for a nation with no access to sea. Because of this, sadly, Czechoslovakia didn't have any boats that I could make. But there's still a huge amount of things I didn't mention that I highly encourage you to check out for yourself. As you can see from the thumbnail and all of the screenshots, Czech and Slovak vehicles are separated because, yeah, Slovakia did have their own unique equipment, but most of them is just reskinned Czech stuff. Same thing goes for weapons. We have both all the well-known guns and lesser-known prototypes, including what could be considered one of the earliest attempts at creating a battle rifle. Also for different pistols, grenades, a bayonet and a sword, because, you know, swords are really cool. And finally you have the skins, one for Czechia and one for Slovakia, which I tried to make as distinct from each other as I could. Most notably, I gave them different helmets. Czechs got VZ-30 and Slovaks got VZ-32. There is a few reasons why I decided to split Czechoslovakia into 2, but the biggest one is the ability to make Czechs and Slovaks fight each other in the game. Obviously, Czechoslovakia wasn't the only thing I worked for, since, you know, I made a whole video in that time, but I also took some time to massively improve something that was in desperate need of that: the Polish weapons pack. Being the first pack that I made, it was really low quality on release, even after many changes that I made since then. So, to finally be done with it, I improved every single weapon and fixed all the known issues I could find. New sounds, particles, animations, with some before and after. Most importantly, I added 5 new weapons that I learned about from you guys. Starting off, we have the first Polish attempt at a semi-automatic and submachine guns, KBSM WZ-21 and PM WZ-36, which isn't its actual name, but I had to come up with something. Besides this, there's also smoke pistol and WZ-98 sniper rifle, a second sniper rifle in the whole collection. Like, it's kind of insane how rare these things were back then. Anyway, I made the scope dual rendered for this one, since the way I did them before was really bad. And there's a sword because, you know, swords are really freaking cool. Overall, I'm planning to improve a lot more of my older mods, especially the Baltic nations, while working on the new things. Speaking of, it's time for what you were all waiting for, the upcoming things. Just like before, I made the next nation be decided by a vote on my Discord server. Spoiler alert, Bulgaria won. Good for me, since I made few things for them already. Rifles, grenades and their version of Vickers tank. As for other stuff, I made a Lewis gun, so that's something. Yeah, Czechoslovakia took most of my time for the Interwar collection, but ignoring that, I did make few more things for the upcoming Dwana remake. If you didn't know, I've been actively working on a remake of all of my original Dwana mods. It includes all of the original vehicles and weapons entirely remade, and completely new nations with their own unique equipment. I don't have any release date yet, since it still needs a lot of work, but it's good to mention since for the last year I've been constantly asked about it. Speaking of things I'm constantly asked about, I get a lot of questions like, hey, when are you going to make this country? So, the way I do things right now is by sticking to one specific region, like right now the Balkans, while deciding on the next nation by a vote. So as much as I would love to make Sweden, for example, I am not going to unless I specifically mention it here or on my social media. Now, let's talk about why I didn't make anything the previous month. Let's start with the most important reason. Over a year ago, I got diagnosed with a very bad skin disease, which since then made my life absolutely miserable. It was especially bad since nothing my dermatologist prescribed me worked, which ended up with me going for a few days to a specialized hospital last month. Thankfully, that visit finally helped me with my condition and my life came back to normality. I also took some time to get a psychiatrist appointment to improve my mental health and, most importantly for me, finally start with HRT, which I'm taking since last week. So to sum it all up, my life just got in the way of everything. But since it's all good again, you can expect a lot more content from me in the future. But yeah, that will be everything for this month. Links to all of my mods, my Discord server and other social media are in the video description. My album for today is an awesome comeback of an awesome band, From Zero by Linkin Park. Special thanks as always to Zombie101 for helping me with most of the research, and Professional Debil for making many scripts that I used. And huge thanks to everyone who helped me finding bugs or providing some other information that made everything possible. And as always, thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video. Bye!